Having a good groom, just checking that there's she got a thorn or something in her foot while going through the treacherous drainage lines. And we've been seeing her marking her territory quite a lot, and it's something that is quite astounding to me, and it's a question that Robin P. would like to know, is do the cats ever run out of urine while marking their territories? Now, I've never seen it, and I don't understand how they can store so much urine in their bodies as well. It's quite impressive. If you've ever followed a leopard from waking up to going out on a full territorial patrol, which could last hours, they constantly keep marking. So I've never seen them run out before. It's the same thing with rhinos. It blows my mind how they're able to urine spray and to quite large quantities as well. So that's quite amazing how they're able to do that. So no, I don't think so. I think at some point, yes. But I don't think it runs out very quickly. I suppose when you rely on marking your territory with urine, you must have some special ability to be able to keep producing it at quite a fast rate. Just giving herself a good clean. Well, I'm glad that she settled down for the moment, though. It was getting quite tricky in trying to follow her. But perhaps she will continue. We can only just sit here and wait and see. I don't think she will be down for too long, though. I think she's going to get up after she's had a little bit of a groom. When Herbert found her, she had her eyes closed on the termite mound, so I think she did have a little siesta already. Remember, if you have perhaps just stumbled across us, or if you've only just tuned in, we are live. This is all happening right now. And if you'd like to ask any questions, myself or Jamie would happily try and answer them to the best of our ability, and you can do that by either hashtagging Safari Live on Twitter, or alternatively, you could send us an email, questions@WildEarth.tv. I'd love to hear from you. Having another look back at us. Now, I'm sure you're probably wondering why I don't go a bit closer, because we're quite far away from her. We're probably about 50 or 60 meters away from her. But I don't think there's any need. I think we can just take a little bit of a long distance view of her, and perhaps then if she does get up, maybe she comes and walks straight towards us like she did earlier. I don't think it's always necessary to get up close and personal. Sometimes it's nice to take a little backseat view and just gaze from the distance. But we are spoiled, aren't we, with the leopards and the lions, how close they come to the vehicle. Now, something that amazes me is that she is able to drop her cubs off and I don't know, I would lose them. If I had to drop my cubs off somewhere, I don't think I'd ever remember where to go back and find them. Now, Andrew wants to know, how well do the cats know their terrain? Now, Andrew, just with the statement I've made, they know the property like the back of their hand. She's an older girl. She has been traversing this area for many, many, many years, for much longer than I have even been in the industry for. So she will know favorite spots. Remember, she marks certain trees on a regular basis, and it sort of becomes inbred, like how we have to go out and learn the roads. She'll do the same thing, but she's been doing this for many, many, many years now, and it's just incredible. So I think by using things like the markings, the scent markings that would have helped her initially, finding her way around when she left her mother, and now she's the queen. This is her land. She'll know everybody and everything that comes onto this property. as she's walking and picking up all the different scents. Must be an overload of information at times. She's settling down quite a bit now. Come on, girl, we would really like to see a hunt. I haven't seen a leopard hunt in a while. I believe you did see a leopard hunt not so long ago, though. And I'm mistaken. Was it Karula? Maybe you can help me out a little bit. I think it was while I was on my holiday, my vacation. And I think you got to see it with Brent. So who hunted the common daker? I'd love to hear as to who exactly that was. Perhaps it was Karula. Maybe it was somebody else. I'm not certain. But that is something quite special to see. And I'm so glad you all got to witness something like that. Here we go, big girl. No. Just changing sides. Cats spend quite a bit of their day grooming themselves. Whenever they get that opportunity, normally it's just before they wake up. I think we're going to hang around with Karula just for a little bit longer. And I'm going to keep close eyes on her, make sure she doesn't slip out of sight again. But I think let's go across to Jamie and see how her morning is going.
Whilst Taylor's doing a fantastic job of keeping up with Karula, my efforts concerning the location of two leopards have not gone so well. I don't know where these leopards have gone. As far as I can tell, they've flown or teleported away from where we last saw them, or it's old hyena tracks. Got excited there for a moment. I thought I'd found some leopard tracks. Or they went north into Simbambili. Those are the few conclusions. The light this morning is difficult for tracking, making seeing the tracks particularly tough. But I don't think I've missed any. As I mentioned earlier, I've basically been crawling this morning. I don't think I've missed their tracks. I think they've just teleported. They either have some kind of, I don't know, wormhole or something, or they have secret underground tunnels, or leopards can actually secretly fly. That's my conclusion, because they have not left a single footprint on the road. And I've been checking really carefully. And in fact, life around Arathusa's Red Dam is relatively quiet. Apart from those elephants that we were with earlier, there's not that many general game species. It's just notable in terms of the impact that the lack of rain has had. Oh, sorry, Viam, that nearly went into your head. Got to be careful driving over sticks. You never know when they're lying and waiting in ambush. No, it's still that hyena walking along the road. Okay, we've checked east, south, and, well, we're checking south now. We've checked east and west and south. I think the only remaining conclusion is that those leopards have gone north towards Simbambili. The one thing I did do was sit for a considerable period at Red Dam with those elephants, and I did not hear the sound of mating leopards. I don't know whether Shadow just went into the area that Tingana was in just to investigate, to see what he was calling about, or if she did actually go there to seek out a mate, or a male leopard to mate with. My suspicion is that she was looking for him to mate with, and I didn't hear any sound of leopards. So if they were there together, we would have heard them. Let's go over to Taylor, see what's happening.
So we've got Karula again. She's up, and we've just spotted some impala. It's going to be very difficult to try and show you because they're behind some very thick vegetation. I just saw a few tails swatting the flies away, but they're not far. The impala may be about 50 or 60 meters away from her, and she's got lots of really, really good cover. So I'm going to let her try and get into position. And I'm not going to do too much moving. I think we've got a good spot for now, but I'd like to allow her to get a little bit closer. See how she's going to, she's sitting down, she's just watching. She's waiting for the perfect moment. And that's the key when you are hunting, is patience. I mean, a hunt for a leopard or a lion could go from taking 2 minutes to 2 hours. It's a lot of planning involved, and she knows she's got 2 young cubs to think about. And ideally, if she can catch an impala, like we've seen, they feed on it for a good 3 days. Gets her off the hook for a little bit. So we're just going to hang tight and just see what she does, what her next move is going to be. She's got incredible eyes, though. I can't believe that she spotted those impala from where she was, because they are behind such thick vegetation. And I think it is that those big herds that we saw earlier, perhaps they've moved further up north now. We saw there were plenty impala. Now, can you see them there, bro? So it looks like a fallen tree. If you go a little bit further right, they're all down in here. Like I said, they're behind very thick vegetation. So we'll do a slow little pan and see if you can't pick up the movement of the tail. There we go. You can see a few legs. You see that? There's one there. Now there seem to be lots of them here. She's still waiting. The impala, like we see them do, they're feeding, walking in circles, going forward, going backwards, going left, going right, trying to pick up on as much food as they can. Oh, there's a big herd of impala. Come on, girl. Oh my word, they're being chased by an elephant. Look, the impala, there's an elephant now coming through the bushes. Look at that. You see the elephant coming through now? Now that's exactly where the impala were. I wondered why the impala all of a sudden picked up their pace. And thank you, Brenda, for letting me know that it was indeed Karula that did the live hunt. Maybe we'll be lucky enough to see another one. Now that's quite interesting. This is now unfortunately going to ruin the plan of Karula's hunt, or perhaps maybe work in her favor. Maybe that elephant, as he comes moving through there, he chases the impala towards us, or towards where Karula is waiting patiently. Sorry, I'm just trying to move out of the way here and watch what's going on around us. I need to keep an eye out on that elephant, of course. See if we can... No, we can't roll any more forward. Like I said, I don't want to start the vehicle and make too much noise. I can't see where those impala have gone now. I'm just trying to have a little look through all the bushes. That elephant doesn't even know that she's here. Not that a big elephant bull would be really worried about a little leopard. May chase it away, but I don't think there'd be very much trumpeting like we often see, and we have seen when the elephants encounter lions, and particularly the breeding herds tend to react far more towards the presence of a cat than a big elephant bull would. Come on, Karula, what's your next plan? Her patience is incredible, though. Brian, can you see where those impala went? I also can't see. Oh, okay, I see one moving now. They look like they've changed direction a little bit and seem to be coming towards us, but not by much. But they're a little bit further ahead, sort of where Karula is, just sitting a little bit further down from where she is, and then straight to the right. They're all in there. Well, there's also quite a bit of sort of ups and downs. The terrain doesn't seem to be too flat, which would also work in her advantage. And if she just sat where she was now and laid flat on the ground, I don't think those impala would even see her. Okay, see the elephant has now moved off completely. I just saw his ears disappearing down into the distance, which is good. Lots of birds also starting to chit and chatter in the background as well. And it's warming up. I'm going to have to take my jersey off soon. See how she's pricked her ears up again? She's listening. I think she's seen that elephant though. That's I think what Karula is now looking at down in the distance. Now, if I were her, I would actually get up and run a little bit further forward because she's got plenty of cover. I don't think they would see her, and when she walks, she almost walks so silently that you wouldn't even hear her. There's a bit of a breeze as well. I think that's possibly what she's a little bit worried about, is that the wind seems to be swirling very slightly at the moment. And if she does move, perhaps she's worried that her scent is going to be blown straight down towards those impala, which she doesn't want. You know, the impala have got very, very keen senses, eyesight, hearing. We don't want that to give the presence away of Karula. Her tail doesn't seem to be as jumpy as it was earlier. I think now that she's seen what she's interested in, she's going to sit quietly and wait.
Question. Andrew, is possessed of inspection from a friend.
Sorry, you may have heard Louise chatting away there. Hello, Louise. And you heard exactly who Louise is talking about. Andrew, good morning. Andrew would like to know, what is the risk of infection if a thorn does get stuck in her paw? Now, Andrew, they're very good at being able to remove the thorns from the inside of the padding of their foot. They've obviously got those lovely hard bristles on their tongues, and if that doesn't work, then she can always try and actually use her teeth and physically pull it out, which we often see. So infection-wise, if she can keep that wound clean, so if she keeps licking it, I think she'll be fine. It's not really too bad. But, I think it's always hard for the animals to try and look after a wound that's in a spot where they cannot reach and they can't keep licking and they can't keep clean. That elephant is disappearing into the distance again. He's just crossed the road. I don't know if we can see. He just crossed over there and down he went. I think that's what Karula was having a look at. So even with the male lion, I had an injury on his face. The Mfumo. Well, he must have been very frustrated that he wasn't able to keep that wound nice and clean. And I think if he could have, if it perhaps was an injury on his paw, if he had something similar on another part of his body that he could have kept clean by licking, I think it would have healed a lot quicker too. But they are so resilient, these animals. They fight off diseases and infections all the time, much better than we as any humans could. Obviously, we have the help of medicine. Now, I can see that Andrew I can hear him, he's coming up behind me. So what I want to do is I do want to just get us into a better position. So I'm going to move forward now. The impala seem to actually have changed their position again and have moved away. So let's quickly just try repositioning so he can also get a little bit of a view. Hello, girl. Just going to pull up over here. And you can just see her. Andrew is Maningi Mala. Yeah. I'm just telling Andrew about all the impala that are just in the distance. So we don't want to move around too much. Obviously, we don't want to scare the impala. But now I can't see the impala anymore. I think they've moved further into the bushes. They don't know that she's here. But you can see she seems to be a lot more relaxed than what she was. Oh, now I've spotted an impala again. She hasn't, though. She's fast asleep, but they're not far. Like I said, she's got great cover here. Let's see what her next move is. She's looking a bit tired now. I can even see a warthog. There's a variety of different animals in the bushes, so it's a perfect opportunity for her. Now she's looking over her shoulder. No, look straight ahead. You'll see a warthog. You'll see all the impala. Come on, girl. Look back at us. You're missing out. There we go. Now you can see those ears have pricked up again. I think a big warthog could be a little bit too big for her. She's got a clear view now of the impala. She's looking straight at them. She's even got a termite mound in her favor that she could sneak right up to, so I'm not sure why she hasn't decided to sneak around. But we will be patient. You know, that's the only thing that gets us through sightings like this, is just sitting, keeping your fingers crossed. Lots of patience. Starting to get a little tongue-tied again, so I just need to have a very quick sip of water in case you hear me gulping down something. Come on, girl. Thumbs up to the thumb. Well, Anna Marie, you heard your question being asked live, and Brian heard it loud and clear as well. We apologize. Some of the voices seem to be sneaking through the little mixer box. But Brian says, thank you very much. And I'm sure the thumb is very happy with that comment too. You've probably made the thumb's day. So thank you, Anna Marie. Now, Karula, you would make our day if you went and hunted something, because you have got a choice between venison and pork. Now, which one would you prefer? That's something we're actually going to be seeing a lot of too. Now she's going away. Sorry, we're going to be seeing hopefully a lot of warthog piglets soon, which means easy snacks for the leopards and the lions. Sorry, that was me whistling. I just wanted to let Andrew know that she was about to walk right behind his vehicle while he was trying to reverse through some bushes. And off she goes. Now she's going to go down into a very difficult spot here. But hopefully it'll be easier now with Andrew being around, that we can play leapfrog and he can help us try and keep up with her, because it's going to get very difficult. So let's go around. Let's go up a bit further on the road. I wish I could read animals' minds though, because I'd love to know what's actually going on in her head. Let's see if we can get one more view of her. It just depends where she's going to disappear down into. Also just check, I think Andrew, I can see her, she is going along the drainage. Let's try and get up a little bit ahead. But I think I'm going to have to do some serious bundu bashing. So while I do that, let's go back to Jamie and see how she's doing.
Well done to Taylor for keeping up with the Queen Karula. She can be tricky at times. Well, we're back on Djuma once again, and of course Herbert has been successful in his tracking endeavours, and I am on my way to just turn down my game drive comms. I am on my way to go and see what he's managed to locate for us. I've given up on our leopards for now. I have a sneaky suspicion that they've gone into Simbambili, having checked pretty much everywhere around Red Dam. That's the only remaining available option as to where they went. So I think they've gone into Simbambili. And I've abandoned the search for now, and we're going to go and see if we can find the lions that Herbert has managed to track down. I was just checking because I've just knocked my indicator light. I was just checking to see whether it works. It doesn't. Fortunately, we don't need to do much in the way of indicating in the bush. Your chances of encountering a vehicle and having to show them where you're going are relatively limited. Apparently, these lions are back towards their usual spot on Gari Cutline. I'm making my way slowly. I'm not rushing in any direction. Well, I'm not rushing in that direction. We'll see what we can spot along the way. It's amazing how successful Herbert is in terms of tracking anything, but especially those lions. Unbelievably dedicated. And I think you'll all hopefully join me in wishing Herbert a very good luck for the important exam that he's got coming up soon. He's writing an exam, I think it's on it's either the 22nd or the 23rd. I think it's the 22nd that he's writing his exam on Fugaza level 2, which is one of the guiding criteria. That you get different levels of Fugaza, and you can only write a certain exam after a certain period of time spent guiding full time. And it's an incredibly stressful exam, and he's been working. It's unbelievable. He still manages to walk, he tracks, and at the same time spends a huge amount of time studying. I'm really wishing him all the best, and I think you'll all join me in that. And if you can, then send through your good luck wishes, then I will pass those on to Herbert. We're all keeping our fingers crossed for him. It's very, very